What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the evening frill tonight. I just want to talk about some frilling banjo. Busted the banjo out again since it's that time of year. It's cold. It's cold, snowing here in western Pennsylvania. Today was about 31 degrees, December 1st. And I have nothing better to do with my time right now, so I decided to bust out the banjo tuner up. So let's get this thing in tune. So I'm gonna make a little series on YouTube here about just basic banjo playing, basic frilling banjo. It's also known as clawhammer. There's been discussions about the difference between the two, and I can get into that. In fact, I'll tell you right now, the frill. Basically, frilling banjo is you strike a string with your middle finger, and they call it frilling or clawhammer. And the reason they say clawhammer is because you're making like a claw shape with your hand. Kind of looks like a C, like a claw. Also known as frilling. So you strike a string with the back of your middle finger, any string. You strike a string, strum all of them, and then thumb the little string. Just kind of pluck with your thumb. So this is what it sounds like together. Strike, strum, thumb, strike, strum, thumb, strike, strum, thumb, strike, strum, thumb. And then what you want to do is start building up a little bit of precision with the back of this finger. And you start picking out different strings. And that's how you could play melodies for different songs. So I want to get into the series here a little bit of some basic banjo. I know I have guitar players that watch the channel, and I've had a few people comment about being interested in the banjo. So Christmas is coming up. Ask Santa Claus. Ask your family for a banjo. You could go on eBay and find something cheap that's used. Guitar Center has some cheaper. I mean, you know, the word cheap isn't the best, but more affordable, you could say. The banjo that I started out with was called a Recording King. That was the brand, and I got it at Guitar Center for maybe like $100-something. So it wasn't horribly expensive. This here is a good time banjo. I have a sticker on the head. I don't know why I put that on there. Let me show you if I can get it off. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best idea when I did that. Yeah, well, it's a good time banjo. That's the brand, the company, I should say. So let's talk about tuning as well. So the little string here. I mean, if you're brand new to a banjo or an instrument, you're gonna need to know what to tune this to. You could use a snark tuner or something. It's a little tuner that clips onto the head. I actually don't have it with me right now because I'm utterly unprepared, but this little string, turn it one way, it tightens the string and makes a higher pitch. Turn it the other way, it loosens it and it gets lower in pitch. So this is a G note. The next one down is a D. The next one is a G. You can hear they sound the same. They resonate, they harmonize. So this one here is a G, B, and D. Just giving you a quick overview. You know, I can talk more about that. So, giving you a little anatomy. This is the head. It's a drum head. Has a metal ring around it. I've never had to replace a head yet, but if I would, I can just loosen these little bolts here that hold it together, and it tightens that down. This is the bridge. Strings sit over that, and they come into what is that? Not the saddle. I forget what this is called. Forgive me, but the strings there's little hooks on them. They clip onto here over the bridge, tighten, and then come up here. These are called the nuts, and there's a. It's not too hard, but if you want to restring it, but it comes through, tighten it up. Here's the headstock up here. Same thing, tighten, loosen. This is the neck. These little metal bars that go across are called frets. And when you want to press to get a sound, you don't want to press on the metal, or it'll make a dull sound. See, I'm just plucking that. You want to press in between, like behind it. You don't have to press super hard, but a little bit of pressure to get the sound. And then this is called a scoop neck. I wanted to try it. I actually don't really use it, but the idea was so you don't get the sound of beating the pot with your thumb. So if you're frelling, you get that almost like a drum beat, which I like. But up here, you don't get that. Oh, my. I wanted it to be a little bit more of a plucky sound, I guess, and a little bit more purdy, as they say. Another thing, when you tune the banjo and you strike a string, strum a chord, I thumb the fifth string. I'm going to say that over and over again because that's very important to frelling banjo. This entire shape here makes an open G chord. That's what you're not hearing there. That's actually a chord. That's the G chord. I'm not going to get lost in chords today, but you know, that's when the left hand. So that's everything I've shown you so far is just your right hand. We're not worried about the left hand. The left hand is what makes the chords. So you're down here striking a string. Now you just go and you can make a C chord. So this is G, C, D. So many folk songs are just those three chords. And then that's where the magic happens, folks. Once you really get the rhythm down here with your hand, and you learn a few chords, you can let this instrument work its magic. And then you could even do some like blues stuff. There's different scales you can screw around with. Then you could even do, I think it's called the Phrygian scale, which is like, sounds kind of like Middle Eastern. So, takeaway today, your homework. By the time you come back to the next video, I want you to tune your banjo. G, D, G, B, D. You can go on Google and just type in standard tuning for a banjo, and it'll show you that. Pick up a cheap tuner. You could even find videos on YouTube to just kind of try to match the sound. So like, they'll play the sound of the string, and then you can turn that to make it kind of harmonize. So you hear that? Those are octaves. That's the same note. So you want it to sound the same. And then just play with the banjo with your dominant hand. I'm right-handed, so I guess I maybe should have mentioned that. But right-handed, strike a string. Any string. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a clean strike. Strike, try to strum them all, and then come down and rest that thumb on that little G string, the little string, and then just pop it up. And it's going to be real sloppy at first. It can be slow. But eventually, it'll become like muscle memory. And just come home every day from work, school, whatever you're doing, and just pick this thing up for even 10 minutes and just... And then we'll get into the chords, and then singing is even... That's probably like the third step. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you.